My name is Daria. I want to tell you about a situation that has accompanied me for several years. And I faced online molestation as a child. My family members don't know about it, and I wasn't interested in what they think about it. But I really would not like to tell this even now. I think it's shameful. I definitely wouldn't have shared this with my family. Only my close school friend knew about what was happening. I shared with him my experiences, and even screenshots of correspondence in which I was blackmailed and threatened. But later I found out that these photos were screenshots of correspondence. They started walking around the classroom. The children laughed behind their backs, insulted, and joked about this situation. After that, it became even scarier to tell anyone. At one point, when I had to communicate with a man by video, I forgot my phone at home. It was at this time that he called. The call was answered by the mother, who saw a completely naked man who, out of habit, pointed the camera at the genital organ. She dropped the call. After that, there was a short trial with me. I was threatened with punishment if he called again. I want as many people as possible to know that such a thing exists. A couple of years ago, there was a video on social networks with a young child who was clearly not doing what he should at his age. In this video, I learned what I was forced to do. I felt very sorry for the girl, even if she did it on her own. But most of all, I was struck by the reaction of people. I saw only laughter, condemnation, and the spread of this video. It made me terribly angry. The video is already quite a child. I think this is beyond my understanding. Everything happened in the Moscow region in the 2014 year. Just shortly before the beginning of a not very pleasant period of life, I was given my first smartphone and connected the internet. I quickly mastered social networks, exhibited a lot of my photos from vacations, contests, just school ones. I was a sociable child, accepted friend requests from everyone, talked a lot. I also quickly learned about children's dating apps. I don't remember exactly what they were called, but there I met different children. There was a profile with a photo, contact information, age, and location. At that time, I had just turned 9 years old. I entered into communication voluntarily. Their accounts usually had only children's photos, sometimes they were photos of boys about 10 or 13 years old in appearance. My friends are little girls of 6 or 12 years old. And also a man and a woman, relatives thought. There were always a lot of friends, from 30 to 150. We started the dialogue very cheerfully and amicably, and became friends during the day. I talked a lot about where I live, where and how I study, what happens with friends, and who my parents are. And the next day the boy confessed his love, and started asking for photos, sending his own in response. The most interesting thing is that the photos from them were also children's, little boys. We exchanged an ordinary photo at first, and then it was necessary to take off one thing at a time. At the end, send a photo of all intimate places. I didn't know anything about adult relationships at all. I thought that's exactly what happens, it's necessary. And they calmed me down, saying that they knew more, that they had done similar things many times. But even in the village, the boys offered to show me their intimate places. So there was no doubt about the correctness of what was happening. And with my parents, this topic was forbidden. After a person received my latest photos, I was sent a list of all my friends on the social network. They said they knew my address and school. And if I don't comply with his demands, my photos will be hung around the city. The threats were accompanied by rude treatment, a huge amount of obscene language, which I heard from my parents. Only if I was strongly scolded. The first time I was very scared. I asked him not to do it, refused to comply with requests, and blocked. To which he sent screenshots from another account, that he sent photos to 12 of my contacts. After that, I agreed, and he said that he would delete everything. I kept sending photos and videos as long as their pages were valid. There was also a case, at that time I was also 9 years old. When one man added me as a friend, he offered to participate in the contest. There were a lot of photos of girls on his page, all disbanded by albums. About 200 in each of them. He asked to get acquainted with the list of photos that had been sent to him before, and to make the same ones. and in return, they will send me a prize if I win the competition. The photos seemed ordinary to me. A tongue sticking out, a finger in his mouth, a photo in a swimsuit, and a few more sitting or licking something. After sending the necessary photos, I was told that I needed the last one, in the nude. It didn't bother me, but the result was the same as in the first case. There were threats and had to be removed further. In the following years, I did it out of inertia. I already knew what would happen, but for some reason, I kept sending photos to strangers. I just started liking it, I guess. It has already become a kind of game, even the norm. Oh my God, I just realized that I probably misled you by using the word porn. I don't know if it's possible to call these videos porn, because they were filmed only by me, and I was filmed alone. I call them that because there is no other description. It will be very embarrassing if I let you down. I didn't know the people I corresponded with. I haven't been familiar with them before. Until 2015 year, these were isolated cases with different people. And then a person appeared to whom I had been shooting videos for 3 years, one might say, already familiar. He warned me that someone would write to me now, and I would have to shoot and send him a video that he would ask for. Sometimes he asked to call these people on Skype and look at them, or repeat their actions, of course, not of a very decent nature. I didn't know the age of many people to whom I sent the video. They didn't have photos in their profile, and it was hard to tell by video link because most often it wasn't the face in the frame. But one man was remembered. He was plump, dark-skinned, dark-haired, with a receding hairline and bug-eyed. He did not speak Russian. He looked to be about 30 or 40 years old. And one man was lanky, as he said, he was like 35, 37. And I was 10 years old then. He promised to come and take his virginity. We discussed with him when his parents would leave, where and what we would do. And then we built a plan that he would come and ask to spend the night with us. They say he was lost. It seems he even arrived. At least remember the situation when my father went to deal with a man who asked to come to us. We found out where the address came from. After that, the man did not write. This continued in the period from 2014 to 2018 year. In the last year, the requests of the men with whom I communicated at that time became more aggressive, strange. I had to take pictures, prove that I really am at my house right now, so I can't record a new video. It became less sleep, because he could only let me stop answering him when I tearfully asked to let me sleep, because I have to go to school. And he lagged behind me, only after sending him the right amount of videos. There were rules. Videos should be strictly from the minute. If I was shooting something wrong, I was forced to reshoot it many times. He swore a lot, threatened that he would come. He started demanding videos of my relatives from me. He explained how to secretly remove them, how to persuade his younger sister to do this. One day I became very scared. He wouldn't let me sleep all night. Then I wanted to wake my mother, but I was scared. As a result, in the morning I turned to an older friend, told the situation, and asked for help. She persuaded her friend, because she was more mature and aware that such actions are punishable by law, intimidated him with the police. She said that we had already written a statement and kept all the evidence. On the same day, he removed me from friends, deleted all his messages, and blocked me. After that, he didn't write to me anymore, but the sound of notifications scared me for a very long time. I have never been persecuted in my life. I did not notice, although everyone knew my address. Only in the network it was impossible to block them. I was constantly being found from other new pages. Judging by the number of users and friends, a huge number were involved in this. I even wrote to one of the girls, asking what was required of her. She said that this man was asking for intimate videos. She just replied, "So what?" I didn't make any more attempts to contact any of the children. I have asked many times where these videos will go next, but no one has answered me. I haven't seen them in the public domain. Only during the period when the distribution of a funny video with a naked child began on social networks. I became interested in Telegram channels where they distribute child porn. I bought several subscriptions. I kept scrolling through the video and was afraid to see myself. Basically, by the way, this is a video where only a child performs any actions on himself. I found only a couple, recognized the bathroom and myself on them. Now I study, work, lead a normal life, but I am not registered in social networks. Only in those that I used to communicate with an educational institution, relatives. I am very easily led to deceptions. The habit has remained to trust everyone implicitly. I don't know if they recognized me on the video or not. I have a narrow circle of friends. My friends don't seem to be interested in this. And I didn't have to raise such a topic, although I would have questions. Such videos are not found at every step. Why did a person need to watch them? Strangers didn't write either. For teenagers who find themselves in a similar situation, I would advise them not to be afraid to tell at least someone about it. First of all, it is criminally punishable. In a situation where your videos are leaked, they promise to merge into the network. It's not you who are to blame, but only the person who threatens you. But still, it doesn't matter if a stranger or your partner asks you about it. It is better not to share this. Always be on the alert. Sometimes even the closest people can act very meanly. And if the photo video still got into the network, first of all, the main thing is not to worry. It was not you who disgraced yourself, but the one who did it. He revealed his nature. It is he who should be ridiculed and feared. And also avoid people who say that you are much smarter than your peers. And if this person is much older than you, then it's worth thinking about. Is he attracted to you by your intelligence and personality, or is it still your age and naivety? In the age of the internet, it's not just scary strangers who can molest a child. Explain from the cradle which areas should not be shown to strangers. Teach him the rules of safe presence in the internet space. After all, even very young children have phones now. Simply taking away and keeping silent leads to disastrous consequences. If your child is registered on the video shooting site, control the comments that are written to him. Explain in what clothes it is better not to be filmed, and why. Even now, in the comments under the videos of young children, I meet adults who ask their social networks. Write very unpleasant compliments, and what they want to do with them, children.